Hey, what's going on, everybody? War Eagle out there. To everybody that is watching today, you are watching CNT Talking Tigers with Courtney and Toney Milford. Man, hey, we are so happy to have you all back. It's been another great weekend for Auburn football. Toney is excited, and we are hyped for this weekend. As we know, we got the Penn State game that's happening this Saturday. Toney, brother, we got another victory under our belt. How you feeling, man?
Well, you know, Brian Harsin, 2 games, 2 wins, 60 burger in both of them. That's, you know, we can ask for a little more, but you clearly can ask for much more. That's how you want to start the season off on a positive note. You had 2 inferior opponents, treated them as such. I'm ready.
I am too. And you see, I'm wearing, the Auburn colors. Toney is wearing black today.
I'm in black today because, you know what I'm saying? This a whiteout Saturday, you know what I'm saying? And ain't no way the most contrast you can get from that white is black. So we finna black that thing up, you know what I'm saying? we finna dirty it up. They want to white it out. We finna black it up. We finna go to a little funeral Saturday in Happy Valley. It's not gonna be so happy. It's not gonna be so happy in the Valley. I'm sorry. We going to a funeral. I told Courtney before we started the show, I really want to see us in black socks and black cleats like the Tuberville days.
Old school.
Take it on the road. Black cleats, black socks, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's them Quinn Grove, Stanley McClovers. Woo! That's them Junior Rose Green, them Carlos Rogers.
Cadillac Williams. Running Brown days,
boy.
Courtney Taylor days.
Tavius Thomas, boy, knocking head. Hey, that's what we need to do. But oh man, I'm excited, man. But let's go ahead and talk about this this glorified scrimmage we had Saturday, so we can get to this anticipated on the road top against a top 10 opponent ranked nationally.
Yeah. But let's first talk about Alabama State. Of course, we know it was a shutout, 62-0. As Toney said before, it was what we expected to be. We had predicted 70, but we'll take the 62.
70.
I had 72. I said 72, and I thought they was gonna get a field goal, but the fact that they had a shutout, we'll take it. We'll take the 62-0. We'll take it.
Definitely impressed with the shutout.
Yeah.
Which I was hoping we would, everything kind of went according to plan. We came out, you know what I'm saying? We came out a little sluggish offensively. I think it was an early morning game, 11 o'clock. We're only playing Alabama State. No disrespect to Alabama State. Shout out to the Hornets. We appreciate y'all coming up, 85 and making the trip. They brought a lot of people with them. The band, the Stingettes, they did not disappoint.
Honeybees too.
The Honeybees was out there in full force, baby. And but man, they came out playing though. Alabama State came out playing hard.
Yeah.
They got them a few first downs. You know what I'm saying? I even thought they might have even got it close to field goal range at first, the way it was looking.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna pick the ball off on us at one point because they defense, their secondary was kind of shutting us down in that first quarter. I was like, are they really about to try to pick the ball and cause some turnovers? And I thought
Go ahead.
I thought about our show, how bad we talked about it. I was like, man, I think they listened to the show because they
came out. But our guys, they played down a little bit. Now the defense, I give the defense a lot of credit. The defense, every time, because there was a lot of 3 and outs on both ways.
Yeah.
We would go out there and we might put 5 plays together. Next thing you know, we punting. And I give it to the defense credit. 3 plays, back to business. You know what I mean? We would give up a first down here or there, but for the majority of the day, we were pretty much on everything they did. I mean, first half, man, we looked a little sluggish. Even though it was 20-0, it should have been 42-0.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, we should have scored. We only get 2 field goals in the first quarter. Andrew Carlton was kicking. He was kicking well. Second quarter, we get a couple of touchdowns. I know Demetrius Robertson, your guy you like this week. He scored. He scored a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter. I believe. I think he might have scored both of them in the second quarter, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's receiving. I think he caught one and he ran one in the second quarter.
Well, he caught I think 2 in the first, and then he ran one in I think the third or the fourth quarter. So
no. That third quarter, he might have scored. The third quarter, he scored twice.
Yeah,
he caught that touchdown, but he did catch one in the second quarter.
Yeah,
and so we go to halftime. We go to halftime up. Yeah, because what's his name? Nehemiah Pritchett ran that field.
Ran the
block punt back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ran the block punt back. So, boom. So Robinson catch. So we go to halftime. It's 20-0. I'm not really inspired. No, the Auburn Nation probably wasn't very impressed. I know Harsin wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. Yeah, and as you said at halftime, he really got into him, and it looked like because came back out the second half. And we ended up putting up, 42 points in the second half. We came out right down the field. We go down and score. Demetrius Robertson catches a touchdown pass. He turns around. He runs in another touchdown pass. And then we start spreading out the wealth. Tank, got his.
Mm-hmm.
Tank got his early, and my man Jarquez Hunter comes in for his second consecutive week of going over 100 yards and a touchdown with less than 10 carries. He had 9 carries for 110 and a touchdown against Akron. He comes back with 8 for 147 and a touchdown against Alabama State with the longest run from scrimmage in Auburn history with that 94-yarder. Second freshman since Ontario McCaleb in 2009 to start the season out with back-to-back 100-yard games. And Ontario is more of a gadget guy with his. As far as Jarquez is a real running back. And I'm impressed with him getting carries and what he's doing with his time. No matter who you with, you got to do what you do against who's out there. And he's making his mark against who's out there. I was very impressed. We beat him down in the second half, man. Your boy TJ Finley came in, threw a nice deep ball to I think it was Malcolm Johnson.
Yep.
It was a pretty one, nice about 50-yard touchdown. Looked good, man. Like I said, defense did what it did. It looked a little sloppy early, but we held them to 40 for 15 on third down. 176 yards total. Maybe 40 of those were on the ground. Now, what I didn't like this week, we had 10 penalties.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too. We had way too many penalties this week. And a lot of them, I think, could have been avoided. A lot of them, they were just doing stuff that, let's just call it what it is. They was doing kind of stupid stuff. It's like, come on, y'all.
It was stupid penalties, man. It was silly penalties. We're playing Alabama State penalties. But you got to be locked in all the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be locked in all the time because those mental lapses, you have them here, they can carry over the next week. But I think Coach Harsin and the staff, they're going to do a great job in adjusting to that and addressing that. And I don't think that's going to be an issue because the focus was razor sharp against Akron, and you could tell. And we came out against Alabama State, and we kind of played a little bit like we were playing Alabama State. Eventually, it started to as the game went on, as the collective 60 minutes were put together. We laid our dominance out and we put it out there, but it could have been worse. We could have been sharper. We could have played better.
Yeah.
In the passing game, I understand. We played down. Everybody wanted to take it easy because we got a big game coming up Saturday. So overall, to be honest with you, I give us a B- performance. You know what I mean? We could have really went out there and put up 70, 80 points with no problem if we'd have played a total 4 quarters, razor sharp focus.
Right.
no matter the opponent, you always got to do you. You always got to do you. You always got to be. You always got to be on top of your game, no matter who you're going against. If you're always locked in and razor focused every time, you won't have to worry about the slippage. But hey, we're still building that culture. We're still doing, you know what I'm saying, getting things to where we want them to be. But we played lightweights. We played the cupcakes. Now it's time to get down to these meat and potatoes now. Woo. And we're going to a historically tough place to play.
Yep.
One of college football's biggest names, Penn State and Indy Lions. They're probably second or third tier in that Big Ten. You know, Ohio State. I mean, as far as teams, Ohio State, and then you can fluctuate who you want to put behind them: Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin, whoever. But everybody knows Penn State. This ain't Joe Pa's Penn State. James Franklin does a great job. They had they was a so-so last year. But,
started off kind of slow.
Yeah, they're undefeated. Bounced back. Yeah, they had a very good end to the season. They returned a lot. You know what I mean? So that's why they were ranked highly as they were. James Franklin's a good coach, a great coach, a great recruiter. They're 2-0 right now, just as we are, but they're ranked number 10. I think we're sitting about 22 right now. And I'm ready to go up there. I'm ready to get there. I'm ready for it to be loud. I'm ready for it to be raucous. I want all that white to be just blinding.
Right.
And then I want them crying. Harsin did some stuff. Harsin asked a lot of people had a lot of people wear white this weekend.
And the first game too.
In the first game, he wanted. I peeped that man playing chess, not checkers, and he had them goalposts painted white too. I don't know if nobody noticed that. The goalposts been painted white the last 2 weeks just so Anders can get used to kicking in that white background with them white goalposts like it's gonna be sad. Well, we got us a coach.
You said it right. He playing chess, not checkers. Because I noticed that too. You know, he thinking ahead, but he making sure the team stay focused on game today. But he already thinking, ahead. You just looking at Penn State. I know you had a chance to look at them as well, Tony. Not a bad football team. I did get a chance to look at both of their games. Now I will say this: as far as they're good, they do. As far as their defense line, they have get out, they can get to the quarterback. I did notice that in the Wisconsin game, they were able to get to Mertz a couple of times for a few sacks. Now, a couple of players that Auburn needs to be careful with and watch out for. Johan Dotson, number 5, is their leading receiver, and then also number 21, Noah Cain, who is their starting running back. These two players are going to be probably their breakout players for the season. Noah Cain kind of reminds me a little bit of how Tank plays. He's kind of like that running back that can run, but he also can catch in the backfield as well and make plays. And Johnson is a unique receiver because he can read routes very well and get himself open. So those two players, I would be very careful, and I would say Auburn, y'all need to watch out for it. Another thing I noticed I'm gonna
touch on that with because Noah Cain's the leading rusher right now. Now, a good sign for me was now against Wisconsin, he ran the ball. He only had 8 carries, but he had 48 yards and a touchdown, 6 yards a pop. He caught 5 balls for about 27 yards, a little over 5 yards a pop out the backfield. But against Ball State, he had 20 carries, but he only had 69 yards. You know what I mean? But he caught 3 balls for 30 yards. He scored a touchdown both weeks. So against Wisconsin, he got some big, he had some decent runs. Right. But I noticed against Ball State, when they fed him a lot, Ball State did a much better job. Don't know if they were playing down to Ball State or Ball State played better defense than they anticipated. Ball State held them to about 3.5 yards per carry. I was that was an impressive thing for me to see on Ball State's part. And that boded well for me to see.
Right.
20 carries, 69 yards on Ball State, man. We should be able to corral that. Now, Johan Dotson, about 5'11", 185 pounds, built something like our slot receivers. He's quick. He's shifty. Against Ball State, he had 5 for 65 and a touchdown. But against Wisconsin, he had 5 for 102 and a touchdown. I think he caught like a 40-yarder, maybe 45, 50-yarder against Wisconsin for a touchdown. But I think Nehemiah and Roger, I think they can handle between those two.
Yeah,
they'll be able to handle that, one or the other. I really like Roger. I think Roger can handle Johan, no problem. And I think our front seven should be able to maintain Noah Kane about as well as Ball State did, if not better. But he is a threat out of the backfield. I know, like last year, Johan Dotson had like close to 900 yards and maybe 7-8 touchdowns. So he is a weapon. He is a weapon. And that quarterback, I think he's been a starter for like the last 3 years. His sophomore year was really promising, almost 3,000 yards. His name's Sean Clifford. He had about 3,000 yards, 20-something touchdowns. Now he came back to earth a little bit last year, not as productive. Interceptions was a little higher, touchdowns was a little less. But right now this year he's completing about 63% of his passes. Against Ball State, he was on point. He was 21 for 29. He threw a touchdown. But against Wisconsin, he was 18 for 33, not even 55%. But he threw for 247 yards. He threw a touchdown that game. Threw a touchdown that game too. But he was sacked twice in both games. Ball State and Wisconsin. That's something else that bodes well for our defense. If Wisconsin, they're consistently 2 sacks. That's what they're going to give us. They're going to give us 2. Now it's on us to get 2 more on our own, if not more. So, I mean, we can go into Wisconsin. I mean, we can go into Happy Valley and get the 2 sacks that they're giving up every week anyway. And then find a way to find maybe 2 to 3 more on our own. Now we're talking about something.
Yeah. And I saw that too, watching both of those games. And I also noticed something about their defense. They cannot stop the run at all.
They leak it, baby.
Against Ball State nor against Wisconsin. Ball State, they gave up a lot of yards, and Wisconsin. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if Wisconsin would have had another running back like Auburn does, Wisconsin would have won that game if they would have stepped it on the ground to them. But they had only one like future back, but they give up a lot of yards on the ground. In fact, I looked up their defense. They give up 121 yards on the ground in the past 2 games. So that should just tell you something. You got Tank, you got Jaquez, and it's Sean Shivers plays this Saturday. We should definitely put up way more than 121 yards against them, just with them 3 alone. And who else could you never know? Somebody else could come in too, but they are not a good run defense team. Now, I will say their secondary, their cornerbacks, and their safeties, they do have a good secondary. They can, defend against the air, but I noticed their running game or them defending against the run, that did stick out very much.
Now, against Wisconsin, Wisconsin ran the ball very well on them. They had a back over 100. They had another back with close to 60. And so I think we could. Now they bottled up Ball State a lot better than they did Penn State, which they should have. But with that being said, I think we are going to be able to move the ball on the ground. We just locked in with our 2 starters. We just locked in 2 starters on the offensive line. No more co-starters. No if or ands. Brandon Council and Keandre Jones are now finally entrenched as the true starters at left guard and right guard. So with that, and Jarquez moving up with Tashawn Shivers, both of them share the back or running back role. So we're settling in on the offensive line with our 5. Those are our best 5 guys, and I think we're gonna go to Penn State and we're gonna run the ball. Because one thing about going on the road, you can't always do what you want to on offense as far as your passing game because it's loud. You can't make checks. You got to depend on hand signals. Offensive line can't hear. Quarterback can't hear the receiver. Receivers can't. But if you can line up and run, you ain't no communicating for the run. We call the play, we line up, we snap it, we run it. You block him, he run it. Running game and defense, always travels. If you can run the ball and you can play defense, you can go on the road and play and beat anybody. We hadn't always been able to run the ball and or play defense on the road. That's the problem. But that was that might have been the team taking on the personality of our coach. The coach we have now, before he got here, this is going to be his first road game at Arlen. He's coming to us with a record of 31-13 on the road. Woo. Some of those games he played up. Like when he was at Arkansas State, he came to Arlen. He lost that one. He went to a couple of SEC teams. He took his Arkansas State team they went to Auburn that year. I think they went to Missouri. They went to Memphis. They played out of their league. He brought that Boise team. That Boise team has played Pac-12 teams, Big 12 teams, Conference USA, SEC teams, ACC teams. Boise State went down there and beat.
They beat Florida State.
Hey, man, I said we ain't going to talk about it down there. I literally just said we're not going to talk about it. You just bust out and beat Florida State. Well, tell everybody. Yeah, they did. They did. Anyway. Now, year by year, man, Brian Harsin is a great coach on the road, man. Like I said, 31-13 on the road, man. I mean, at Arkansas State, he went 2-4 on the road with that team. At Boise, year by year, was 4-1 on the road, 4-2 on the road, 4-2 on the road, 4-2 on the road, 5-1 on the road, 5-1 on the road, 3-0 on the road. And that's not even count bowl games. The man is, if I'm not mistaken, either 4-2 or 5-2 in bowl games. And so those are neutral site games. They're not even at home. So coach knows how to get the job done away from home. Yeah. He's proven that. He'll go anywhere, play anybody, and he'll beat you. So I'm impressed. I'm excited about the road record of my coach.
Right.
So I know he knows what it takes to prepare to go somewhere else in a hostile environment and get a win. So I'm looking for us to be well prepared. I'm looking for a big game out of Bo, and not for his 350, 400 yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns. I'm just looking for Bo to maintain and control the game.
Consistency.
You've been there. This is your third year. Make it look like it's your third year. Make it look like you've been to Tuscaloosa before. You've been to Athens. You've been to Baton Rouge. You've been to Oxford. You've been to Starkville. You've been to different places that equal what this is going to be. So I'm looking forward to that. If we pack our big boy pants, offensive line, Tank, Jarquez, Sean Shivers, Bo, we're gonna run. We have Mike Bobo. We need to run the ball.
Right.
We need to run the ball. Run it till they stop it. If they stop it, run it a little more. If they stop it, then we'll go to something else. But we need to go ahead and establish the run. Defense. I just want Derek Mason and the defense to do what I think Derek Mason and the defense does.
Right.
Let's stop that run and put pressure on the quarterback. And let the back end handle their business. I think if the front 7 handle theirs, it'll make it easier on the back 4. If we stop the run and make them pass,
right?
If we can just make them one-dimensional, we should be able to win the game. We can't let them do whatever they want to do on offense. We can't let them go up and down the field running. We can't let them go up and down. They can't be converting a lot of third downs. We can't be passing. We have to come out with a mindset that we can. Man, I'm telling you now, this is gonna be the game right here.
We've been saying that all the time, all the show.
People either gonna say it's the same old Auburn, or here come Auburn. A lot of people, experts, fans, whatever, they're looking at this game and they're about to judge us on this game right here. We beat Akron, we beat Alabama State. Nobody cares because they say we're going to go to Penn State and lose because Penn State's number 10. And we got to go to Penn State. This is the game where Allen Green can stick his chest out. This is the game where Allen Green can say, "I told you I got the right man." This is the game where Brian Harsin can say, "This is what I came here for."
Right.
This is going to justify everything we did this offseason. This game right here, because this is your first big test. It's on the road. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be. It's what time kickoff? 2:30.
No. It's a night game. It's a night game.
It's a night game. Everybody gonna be looking. Saturday night's gonna be on ABC, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
ABC Saturday night. We getting the Kirk and Chris Fowler.
Yeah, game day. College game day.
ABC Saturday night. Everybody will be watching the Auburn Tigers. Everybody. All eyes will be on the Auburn Tigers. And what is Auburn going? This don't mean it ain't just going. This is going to reverberate nationally. The recruits going to be at home Saturday night watching the game. The ones we recruit, the ones who even just think about what Auburn got going on, just looking at Auburn.
Yeah,
we're gonna open up some eyes Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna open up some. If we go up, we got to run the ball, establish that run. We have established a presence on both sides of the line. If we do that, shit,
it's over. It's over. Man. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're gonna have to establish a run early and often, and like we said, that. Yeah, I'll talk about this whiteout up here at Penn State. I've been seeing y'all on Twitter talking all this mess, saying we not ready. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. We played tough games. We've been in this situation before. Don't just talk to us like we ain't never played in no tough games. Like we don't know how to play in the atmosphere.
They don't understand. It's a couple of hostile environments in the Big Ten. Happy Valley, the whole Ohio State, you go to the Horseshoe, you know what I'm saying? Big house at Michigan, Wisconsin, Camp Randall Stadium, they rock. They be rocking. But Indiana, Purdue,
right.
Maryland, Nebraska,
right.
Michigan State, that ain't. But let me tell you, you go to Death Valley, at the real Death Valley at night. When they've been drinking and eating crawfish and etouffee all day.
They cussing and acting a fool.
You go to Starkville at night when they ringing all them bells. Clank, 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 clank. Boy, you go to Athens day or night.
Between the hedges.
Place to play. You go to the swamp day or night.
Mr. Two-Bit.
You go to Neyland Stadium. Long as the game is competitive, man, it be so loud.
It be loud in there.
All the folks on the water, the folks.
They have a checkerboard. You be confused.
let's not even mention. And let's not forget Kyle Field. You go down there today, them 12-4, them folks length up arm and arm, swinging side to side,
right.
Man, that thing, and
Arkansas too, Fayetteville too.
And then that's a tough place to play, especially you catch them on an 11 o'clock, 2:30 game in the middle of the day. It just started raining. All they want to do is run the ball down. And we ain't even gonna talk about that little nasty, smelly, disgusting place up 82. Woo, Jesus, that thing be rough.
It'd be
mainly because of all the Lyme disease, and that's probably what COVID started right there. Somebody bring Dr. Fauci to Tuscaloosa. They gonna find they got a whole ball of COVID up in there. It's all in the Malmo complex.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, you know what I'm saying. But now the downplay it now, it's gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be bright white. It's gonna be bright white, and them boy, they gonna be rocking too. It's gonna smell like bologna breath and milk. It's gonna be some
seal white.
Seal white, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay, because
yes, sir.
They can use the white shirts, the wipe away
white they tears.
Because there's gonna be some crying. But hey, let's state our predictions for the games this week, Courtney.
Yeah. I had a feeling that was coming. I had a feeling
I ain't forget. CNT talking. People, the followers of CNT Talking Tigers, before the season, we did a show where we predicted the record of Auburn. And after the third game, Courtney had Auburn at 2-1.
I think it's gonna be very close, but I don't know. I don't think Auburn gonna come out of Happy Valley with this one. Just because
Lord
it's
have mercy. Wow, Toney, the T in Talking Tigers, had Auburn at 3-0. And if you notice, the third game is this week, and that means Courtney had Auburn losing to Penn State.
yeah.
Now, I had all the faith in the world in Coach Harsin and the Tigers, and I said we was going to go up there and we was going to make a statement and show the world that we was ready. And I said we was going to beat these guys. Now, I'm going to stick with what I said. I'm going to say we go up there and we're going to win 31-21. That's what I say. I say 31-21, Auburn wins. We're going to run the ball. We're going to make some plays, play action. We're going to hit them over the top a little bit. Tank might put together 2 touchdowns. I think Bo might have 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Tank might put up, one. I think Tank might go big, 160. I think 160 or better for Tank. Looking at Bo to be around maybe 240, 250 and up, couple touchdowns. Tank really dominate the ball game. Defense maybe gets a couple of turnovers. I'm looking for 4 or 5 sacks this week. They give up 2 anyway. 31-21 Auburn on the road, top 10 opponent. We make our name for ourselves. We shoot up into the top 15. That's what I say. What about you, Courtney?
All right. Yeah.
You ready to change your mind, Courtney?
Yeah. Don't say. So yeah, you're right. I did say when we started the season, before we started the season, I did say this would be a tough game. I didn't think Auburn's going to win. But I have had a change of heart and a change of mind.
I'm glad we ain't writing in blue.
I'm glad too. Just looking at Auburn, looking at Penn State, I don't think that Penn State is going to be able to handle Auburn on the ground. I think that's going to be the deciding factor of this game. So I'm going to say Auburn wins. I'm not going to say it by 10, but I'm going to say it by a touchdown. I'm going to go with 31-24 Auburn. I think between Jaquez Hunter and Tank Bixby, I think both of them will have 100 yards. Probably Jaquez have 120. Tank will probably have between 150, 160. Both probably will come up big, at least get 1 touchdown out of the game and have at least a little bit over 200 yards. You got those receivers. You got Johnson, Hudson, Robinson, Jackson. You got a rare receiver. Then you got that defense. Roger McQuarrie, Owen Papo, Nehemiah Pritchett,
Kobe McClain, T.D. Moultrie.
Oh God,
Kobe
Wooden. I mean,
hey, I'm gonna say this too though. I think a surprise position to look for this weekend. The tight end. Yep. Watch out for our tight ends this weekend. They're going to play a big part in the run and pass game. Remember I said that tight ends are going to be very important this weekend in the run game and the pass game. I believe that with all my heart. We'll have the big games by the tight ends. I think they're going to be real important this week. Tight end and slot receivers are going to be real important this week.
You saying tight ends? I'm going to say connect the group. I'm going to say special teams. Special teams could very well dictate the game this weekend with Carlson, and then also them defending special team. We already saw they blocked the kick and took it back. Penn State struggles on special teams. They miss field goals and extra points, so they struggle on special teams. Unlike Auburn, who is widely known to do well on special teams, so that connected group could definitely change the course of the game. So yeah, I'm gonna change my pick. I'm re-upping. I'm changing. I'm saying Auburn gonna win this one, 31-24. Auburn, y'all don't let me down. I changed my pick. So y'all
31 points. We giving them a lot of points. We giving y'all a lot of points. But I think Bobo's gonna call a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Coordinators are gonna be big this week. Bobo and Mason. We're gonna really find out what we have from a coaching perspective, the kind of games being called, man. This is our chance to put ourselves on the map is a real deal team. This is going to solidify everything. The moves that were made by from Green on down to Harsin to the staff he put together. This is Allen Green picking Brian Harsin picking Mason and Bobo, bringing the guys from Boise, doing everything he did. This is it. This ain't the end all be all, but this is the start right here. Then you can gain you can gain you a lot with this right here. The Auburn faithful who might be on the fence about you right here, you can get them on your side of the fence on this game right here. The big wigs at Auburn who didn't want you, who was trying to get this guy and that guy, you can get them on your side right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring them on across that fence right here. Yeah. So I think this gonna be a make or break right here for Auburn, man. It's gonna get us off to let us know which way we head and what kind of program we really are. Are we where we want to be and where we think we're ready to be? Or do we still have a way to go as far as talent and coaching? I think we have great coaches. I think we have some good talent, and I think it's time to put it all together and let's go to Happy Valley and get a win, fellas. I'm excited. I'm ready for
too. Let's do. It's gonna be a CNT talk time. We're gonna dress out in black because it's gonna be a funeral in Happy Valley. Let me make a point about something for Auburn, and this is it's they're listening. This is an eye opener. They do cause teams to get penalties, so be very careful. And they do small stuff too. They do know how to make teams get penalties, and they are very arrogant. So Auburn, keep your composure because they do, especially with it being a Happy Valley. I don't know who the officials are. It's just a Big Ten official staff. So make sure.
Yeah, with it being a home game, very well could be a Big Ten official staff because it ain't the neutral site games on the game bowl game, it ain't neutral site, so could be Big Ten officiating. But hey, the refs are there to do a job.
Right.
They're gonna do it to the best of their ability. Sometimes some teams gonna feel like they getting mistreated. I'm a referee, so I already know. I already know how that goes. Refs just didn't do the job. They're gonna get paid no matter who wins. So they don't care. One thing I know, 9.95 times out of 10, we don't care who wins. We get paid anyway. It can end in a tie. And guess what? We still gonna get paid.
Still getting paid.
So it don't matter to me who wins. I just want to. We like to have a good game. That's what refs want. Refs just want a good game because it'd be really boring out there standing around in 100-0 game. Like nobody likes those. They like that good game, so you stay locked in. So everybody's gonna be locked in this week. The refs gonna be locked in. Players in Auburn gonna be locked in. Coaches gonna be locked in.
Oh yeah.
I hope the fans are locked in because man, I'm ready to talk some smack to everybody.
I am too.
Everybody think we're gonna go out there and lose. Nobody has faith in us, but as long as Auburn believes in Auburn, we're gonna be all right.
Yep. We're gonna be watching College Game Day. Lee Corso, we hope you pick Auburn. That's the smart move. That's a smart move for you to do. Pick up that helmet and put it on your head. So
go get that Auburn. You need that Auburn head.
They won't let him wear it. It's for some reason they won't let him wear it. I don't know why. They won't let him wear that Auburn head, but you need to put that helmet on.
Yeah, he just put the helmet on. He might not pick us. I don't care who he pick me out with, because we're gonna win anyway.
We're gonna win anyway.
That's just somebody else for us to prove wrong. I'm with it. Hey, that's just somebody else. Hey, if you ain't with us, you against us. So I ain't worried about it, baby. I hope, it's gonna be a funeral in Happy Valley, baby.
We win, yeah. I'm gonna wear black too on Saturday.
The Valley won't be so happy Saturday.
I'm wearing black too. Well, hey, that's all for us here on CNT Talking Tigers. I forgot to mention this, but it's a good time to mention now. Make sure that you follow us on social media, on Twitter, CT Talking Tigers, and also on Instagram, IG, what we call it, CT Talking Tigers. And you can always subscribe to this page on YouTube, CNT Talking Tigers. We'll be back next week, breaking down the Penn State game and looking forward to the Georgia State game, which will be back. We'll be back at home. But until then, War Eagle, let's go in there, beat Penn State.
Eagle.
Hey, Blackout, not no whiteout. We going into the win.
Bang, bang, gang, gang, baby. Let's do this. Auburn, let's go, baby. Auburn faithful, be ready.
Let's go.
Have all the confidence in the world, baby. We got a great team. We got great coaches. I'm confident. Let's go play some football, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Until then, be safe.
War Eagle.
War Eagle, baby.